Alan Shore. Mr. Shore, thank you for joining us on the program.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Indeed, you were here about a year ago. I remember we were talking about the impeachment saga in Ondo, and it seems that the side you were on really did favor you, saying your new portfolio, perhaps congratulations, is still in order. But Mr. Governor now has a major hurdle ahead of him. The PDP has described his approval of 73,000 naira minimum wage a mere Greek gift to cajole the workers to vote for him next month. How do you react to this?
Thank you very much once again. We must educate members of the PDP that the minimum wage is a law. In other words, it is an act of the National Assembly, enacted, duly enacted, and all governors, including local government chairmen, even the private sector, must obey that law. So what did Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa do? He just added 3,000 naira to what the national or central government has done to at least ameliorate the challenges, the economic challenges of workers, to demonstrate his law, his commitment to workers.
And that is very obvious, Mr. Shore. What the PDP is saying is that it should have increased the workers' salaries before now. Why wait till 2 months after the bill was signed and just about a month to election day?
Even the federal government that enacted the act has not started implementation. You see, we play politics with so many things in Nigeria. The new minimum wage just came, and few governors have just started making pronouncements about it. And the governor has just joined his other colleagues to say, oh, we are going to pay minimum wage, and in addition, we are adding 3,000. We have seen governor of Edo, Ogi, did the same thing. Ogun did yesterday. So the governor of Ondo State did 3 days ago. So what is the difference? The governor are just embracing the new minimum wage. But the PDP knows, members of the PDP know very well that they are becoming unpopular, that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa is acceptable, and it's like a moving trail.
So, Mr. Shore, you are saying that this has nothing to do with the forthcoming election, right?
It has nothing to do with it.
But there are also there are concerns about the exact amount workers will get after consequential adjustments and the economic buoyancy of the state to sustain this new pay. What are your thoughts in this regard?
Yes, I am. Before now, I was a level 14 officer. I know the civil service. The governor has set up a tripartite committee to work out the details of the consequential order, what the union will call relativity. And the moment that is worked out, Ondo State is an oil producing state. As a matter of fact, we are 5th in oil production in Nigeria, and we will do everything to ensure that this is fully implemented to the benefit of the people.
Perhaps that's why Mr. Governor should have added more than 3,000. I think Kogi is paying about 77,000. Ondo is oil producing after all.
Yes, look, this consequential adjustment, there are policies there. You can pay 77,000 and ended up not paying up to the state that pays 73. It depends on how you actually want to implement. If you want to graduate it from level 001 to level 17, the way it should be, 73,000 naira is a deal. It's good for both the workers and the government for sustainability. When you want to play politics with it, you can even say you want to pay 80 and refuse to graduate the increment accordingly, because in actual sense, nobody or no worker is on level 01. School start entry point is level 4, graduate is level 8. Step 2, doctors in Ondo State will enter the civil service with level 10, level 12, 13, nurses will enter with level 10, engineer will enter with level 9, lawyer will enter with level 9. So in actual sense, nobody is on level 01. So the state government is willing and ready to graduate what is called relativity, the consequential adjustment.
Well, I guess we'll wait to see how that eventually play out. So you're saying Mr. Governor has not done this because of election, but he also appointed 344 personal assistants. That has set tongues wagging for a while now. Many say the appointment is excessive, especially when you consider the current economic difficulties, rising food prices, fuel costs, and what have you. Prioritizing political gains over the welfare of the people and placing a financial burden on the state. That's how opposition puts it.
Yes, you see, there are a lot of people, particularly politicians, who don't know what is actually development. You know, government caters for everybody, every sector, including the prisoner. So what is important is that the governor has appointed people from Ondo State, qualified, competent people from Ondo State who will benefit and at the same time who will serve the people. In Ondo State, we have 18 local government. During Agagu, it was just 10 commissioners. Amimiko came, he expanded that to 22. When the late governor came, he expanded the cabinet to 18. So what the governor has done, the incumbent governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, we have 203 wards in those areas. I said, okay, let each of the wards have sense of governance. Let there be presence of governor in each of the wards. So he appointed aides from each of the wards. Because one of the major challenges we have as a country is that we have a governed territory. We have part of our state, part of our nation that do not have governance presence. So the governor has expanded governance to the grassroots. And that is the people have embraced that. So it is not for economic gain. Because even for the pensioners receive salary, workers receive salary, even traders in Ondo State, they receive loan. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa is running an all-inclusive government. Nobody, no demography.
Beyond just appointing people, Mr. Sowore, the concern is what are they doing? Do they have portfolios now?
Of course now. Of course, let me tell you, some of these appointees, some of these appointments are for government agency department that revenue driven. In other words, they generate revenue for the state. So you need leadership for proper driving of the state policy.
But
so
you also agreed that there's a political undertone to this, right?
We are all political animals. That's for the fact that you appoint people from each of the wards of the state is political. If you do not, it is equally political. Because that means that you want to marginalize some people. So it's equality, it's inclusivity, it is all embracing. All right. So what you should talk about is that maybe what they want to say is that it's partition. And the appointment are not partition because there are some professionals who are not necessarily even members of any political party, who are, professional, who can drive government policy very well because of their experience.
I hear you, Mr. Sowore. The PDP has called this a desperate attempt by Mr. Governor, who they say is afraid of losing the upcoming election, and that attention should be focused on reducing the size of his administration and focus on cutting wasteful expenditure. We're going to talk more about these issues, but that will be after this break. Stay with us, everyone. Lawyer and senior special assistant to the Ondo State Governor on strategic communication, Aiyeiwadats Sowore, thank you for staying the course on the program this evening. There's the issue of whether or not the Lajes will be deprived of the opportunity of an 8-year tenure, considering Mr. Governor's peculiar situation. I spoke yesterday with Benson Enikume on the show. I'd like you to listen to what he had to say about this.
The primary was to be conducted. I said he will be shortchanging us because the Ondo South will be entitled to 8 years of governance. That because of the provision of the Constitution, I think Section 182 or 83, subsection 3, which says that once you take over from somebody who dies or leaves office, you are only going to contest just for one more term. I said for us in Ondo South, we don't deserve just 4 years. As a result, one, he will not earn my support. That if he's a statesman, he should allow somebody else who can spend 80 years for us. That was my ground against
some would say that it is not a matter of quantity of time, but quality of
the quality we have received for these 10 months is sufficient enough for the people of Ondo State to cast the man out. What has he done with over 100 billion naira he has earned since December till date? What has he done? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Rather, what we see is the bus stop that Mimiko did during his tenure. He now goes ahead to paint them and then put his picture.
Nothing. Mr. Showore, we're going to talk about whether Governor Aiyedatiwa has done anything with the 100 billion, according to Mr. Benson. But I'd like you to speak as a lawyer. How do you interpret that provision of law? Can Mr. Governor run for a second term?
Thank you very much. You see, many a time politicians do make this mistake to arrogate the power of God to themselves. In Ondo State, in the history of Ondo State, only one governor has spent 8 years. That is Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. Agagu was re-elected for the second time. He didn't finish his term. 6 years, appeal call in Benin, tackling. The late governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, was re-elected for the second term. Unfortunately, towards the tail end of the 7th or 6th plus year, he died. So why are politicians playing God? At the beginning of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, judges were to retire at the age of 65. But when he came, the law was amended. And now judges can now live up to 70 years before they retire from office. So who says that the Constitution of Nigeria cannot be amended, or maybe it will be amended?
Okay,
before,
so as we stand now with the current Constitution, Governor Aiyedatiwa cannot run it for a second term. That's what you're saying, right?
I am coming there.
No, because you're not answering the question now. We're running out of time.
Okay, even the current term that is spent is going to 8 years, 1 year plus another 4 years. That's 5 years, 4 years, 13 months. 5 years plus another 3 months. Ajasi spent only 4 years. And he made the difference. All the governors that came after him, they have not been able to raise his achievement in Ondo State. So it is not how long or how well.
All right.
But even as a lawyer, I am telling you that, of course, the Constitution have said that any governor that complete the tenure of a deceased cannot recontest. But that is being tested in the law court.
Okay.
And the court have said they can contest.
I think I hear you, and I understand you clearly, but allow me to jump in for time's sake. There's another issue that involved you directly. My guest yesterday raised the allegation of high-handedness of the Ondo State government under the Lucky Aiyedatiwa administration as regards the use of the Democracy Park for campaign purpose by the opposition. Listen to him.
An application to government that the Democracy Park, which is used for campaigns, that place should be used. And we applied. They said we should pay 10 million naira for that purpose. We did ask them, provide the account where we will pay this money. I tell you, just on Saturday, there was a denial that we can't use the place.
From where?
From government, from the APC-led government. Even Akeredolu at that time, when he was in power, if people apply, other parties, we say, oh, well, it is our common heritage. You can make use once you pay the necessary fee. In this one, we are willing and ready to pay the necessary fee. The government of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, APC-led government, refused us.
Well, huge allegation you're making. We probably will have to hear from the side.
No, the SSA,
to get the side of the
SSA to the governor my younger brother, Ale Sowore, confirmed it. He said, oh, maybe some other persons applied, maybe not, and all that.
Applied late.
Mr.
Sowore, fingers are pointed directly at you.
Yes.
They say you are not releasing venues for PDP. What's happening?
Thank you very much. You see, we have to be truthful. This is what happened. And I'm happy that Barrister Eniku, very senior law colleague, did confess that they have not paid. Because here in Ondo State, the picture they painted was that they have paid. In Ondo State, we have facility that generate revenue. It is given out on the basis of first come, first serve. And I will give you an example. In August, the governor himself started a program called Night of Praise. He used the dome. By September, when the governor wanted to use the dome again, the arrangement was not made on time. And somebody else has paid for that Friday, last Friday of the month. The governor had no option because there's strict compliance to the rule of first come, first serve. The governor had no option rather than to use town hall.
We're going to hope that we can reconnect with Mr. Sowore to get the position of the Lucky Aiyedatiwa position on the allegations brought against it by the opposition. Mr. Sowore is back. Please go ahead.
Responsible for that. By the time the agency that is responsible for the process of the application checked the application they saw that another group, a support group called the TLG, have paid for the venue before them. And they were told to use other venue. They said no. Why you will know that the lie is that the IDRO account in Ondo State is public. So it couldn't be that they don't give their account. You can just walk into any bank in Ondo State and say you want to pay. If you are paying for Doom, the account is displayed there. So who knows? Maybe they don't even want to pay. They just want to use it for political gimmick. Because this is not happening for the first time. Many a time PDP don't, even when they have the money, they don't want to pay for venue. They just want to use propaganda so that to curry public sympathy. But this time it didn't work. Because even as we speak, the people that pay for the venue, they are there. So the allegation is not correct.
All right.
We even talked about this. We said they have three options. Either to approach the group that pay for it, maybe they'll shift the group to another place, or they should shift their own date, or use another facility owned by the state. They say no. They were just going to the media to blackmail the government that the government has stopped them from using. Who is stopping PDP from using them? Even the entire people of Ondo State were waiting to see the drama. How many chairmen, national chairmen of the PDP that will come? So for us, it's even painful that they didn't pay on time because we will have witnessed the drama of the multiple national chairmen.
We eventually saw that happen today. The PDP at the national level says it has united all the warring factions. The acting national chairman was in Ondo today alongside with some PDP governors with their mega rally. I'm sure you saw that yourself. However, the PDP governors have now demanded the removal of the resident electoral commissioner, Oluwatoyin Babalola, who they say is allegedly plotting to manipulate the poll in favor of a particular party, based on where she's from, and they say there are certain things she's done and that she said. How is the APC and Mr. Governor reacting to this?
Even the APC and the government, we are worried because when INEC released the number of agents, the PDP has the highest number of agents, even when the APC supply and apply a certain number of agents and uploaded even before the close of the INEC portal by 12 o'clock. INEC shut down their portal against the APC by 9 o'clock. We understand this gimmick because immediately the INEC released the list of agents they took from PDP, which is higher than that of APC. The PDP went and protest in the front of INEC office just to create a scenario that, they are not fighting. They are friends because on many occasions, we know those who are giving INEC staff rice during Christmas. And so if they are calling for the removal of the rec or some of the senior staff of INEC, we are into it. We do about, maybe that is the only place we will agree.
Are you saying that your party also has no confidence in INEC leadership as it's currently constituted in Ondo State?
We have some very senior officials of INEC in Ondo State that are in bed with the PDP. Wow. We have. So at the appropriate time, we are going to demand for their removal.
Are you saying the APC is also asking for the resident electoral commissioner to be changed?
I am telling you, I don't want to be specific now. It is not only the resident electoral official. We have some very senior officials of INEC in Ondo State that are in bed with PDP. That I can tell you. And at the appropriate time, when we are done with concluded with our plan, we will demand for their removal. This election is going to be conducted on the basis of popularity, acceptability, and credibility. Right. Nobody can come through the back door.
I hear you clearly.
All this media showmanship.
I hear you.
Know the game.
We have to go now. Alan Showore, Senior Special Assistant to the Ondo State Governor on Strategic Communication. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That's our program today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.